We started this conference, the annual National Conference on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights in 2014, as a gathering that would discuss economic and social rights holistically to bring in as many stakeholders as possible, especially ordinary people, to be able to discuss national issues.
We then thought through the best way, the best strategy to popularize these rights. And then we came up with the conference and said, why don't we call all stakeholders together, including government, including CSO actors, including academia and the general public, for them to understand, so that we start conversations around the importance of these rights. And when we put word out there, so many partners expressed interest, including international agencies. Like I remember the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, or UN Human Rights, expressed interest.
Initially, it was the Initiative for Social and Economic Rights, ISA, the Public Interest Law Clinic of the School of Law, Makerere University, Center for Health, Human Rights and Development, and then HURINET, the Human Rights Network. But along the way, there are a number of partners that came on board, including the Uganda Human Rights Commission and the Equal Opportunities Commission. But also, depending on the theme, there are other partners from civil society that came on board to be part of this convening.
The Commission decided to partner with the civil society organizations, the academia, and other community-based organizations to push the cause for economic, social, and cultural rights. And this is important because government can't be everywhere. Civil society can't do it alone. The academia can't do it alone. The National Human Rights Institution, that is Uganda Human Rights Commission, cannot do it alone.
To be able to do this, we thought that would be in an open place. And for many years, we've had this conference at Makerere University, where there are no restrictions around participation.
As far as possible, it has been inclusive, because when you're talking about socio-economic cultural rights, you are talking about nearly everybody. The conference has endeavored to bring on board women, persons with disabilities, young people, older persons, children, and sometimes it depends on the theme of the conference.
Over the years, the themes for the conference have been carefully selected and discussed with the organizers to look at contemporary issues, what is happening at the time.
During the conferences, the different conferences that we have had over the years on economic, social, and cultural rights, we have discussed a number of pertinent issues, ranging from access to water, the level of schools, the quality of schools, the affordability, accessibility, acceptability. We have challenged ourselves on where we should go and what we should target.
The other themes that we've had, at some point, we're looking at business and human rights, because we're looking at the impact of businesses. Uganda is a private sector-led economy. There was a discovery of oil. And so we knew that it was a timely moment, for instance, in 2016, to discuss issues around business and human rights.
UCCA as a membership works successively over the years to ensure that the conversation of corporate accountability is at the center of designing the theme of the annual conference on economic, social, and cultural rights. So on the part of policy, we have worked so hard to see to it that we direct policymakers to the need to have a robust legal and policy framework to regulate activities of business enterprises, to ensure that the rights of the communities hosting them, the people employed by them, and those in the value chains are not abused.
In terms of impact, I think that the conference has done a good job in terms of raising awareness. When we started, very few people understood the concept of economic and social rights. But over the years and through the different themes, the conference breaking down this information, people are able to relate to the things. And I'll give you some examples. For instance, when we had the conference on business and human rights, and people were able to understand what is it with businesses and my rights or community rights.
Its baseline study the State of Corporate Accountability in Uganda was launched on the 3rd Annual Conference on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, whose theme was around issues of business and human rights in Uganda, looking at accountability and corporate social responsibility. That was when the Uganda Consortium on Corporate Accountability came on the scene, the national scene.
This conference helps us discuss some of these, where we're all sharing experiences, and we as human rights defenders are able to tell who is doing what and what are we learning and how can we join synergies to improve the status quo.
A sizable number of civil society organizations, a sizable number of researchers, a sizable number of lawyers are now talking about these rights. So that has arisen, among others, from the work that we've done, popularizing the rights through the conferences that we've had. As of last year, we had 9 conferences. This year, we are having the 10th edition. So that has been a very, very big achievement.
When we started the conference, many people did not understand the concept of economic, social and cultural rights. And also note that our biggest impact is this conference raising awareness around this issue. So we believe that going forward, we have to put our energies on building movements, social movements, to claim what is due to us.
We would like to thank our development partners, Makerere University, civil society organizations, local governments, community members, government ministries, departments, and agencies for the support given over the years to the organization of the Annual National Conference on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights.